Hi there, my name is Michael Zuber, and I have a crazy goal for the rest of this year, 12/31/18. I'm looking to establish a subscriber base of over 1,000 people for my YouTube channel called One Rental at a Time. So why am I doing this? And why am I asking you to subscribe to the channel? Let's deal with that second one first. I'm creating several videos a week that deal with real estate investing, anything from what's going on in the market, what my weekends look like when I go down and look at properties. I'm interacting with all of my viewers who are asking questions and leaving comments. And then lastly, I do this all on my own. I don't have some virtual team or any of this. So if you ask a question, you're going to go ahead and get the answer from me. More importantly, why would you want to listen to a guy like me? Well, after 15 or 16 years of building a rental portfolio that is in excess of 150 units, I retired from full-time work. I no longer work for the man. When I talk to other investment groups and the like, I deal with a lot of full-time employees who have very, very busy lives, and they want to see and feel that it's possible to retire by buying rental properties. And that's why I sort of feel compelled to tell this story. All right? It's why I wrote a book. It's why I create lots of these videos, is because it's my way of giving back. Right? No longer do I have the 9-to-5 job sort of out there. I can do what I like, what I care about, and what I care about is real estate and also helping people. And as you can see, I just have my own notes in front of me, so I'm just trying to make sure I hit all the topics. So why do I want you to subscribe? What are you going to get when you subscribe to this channel? Well, you're going to get several videos a week. You're going to get at least 3. Some weeks will be 5. It will be all current topics or current content. Sometimes it'll be about deals or opportunities I'm looking at. Sometimes it'll be about a hot topic, like did we just switch market cycles, right? Is the seller's market over, and are we going that way? And then lastly, I interact with all of the comments and questions. So if you watch a video, you leave a comment or a question, I'm the one responding to it. I don't have a team. I don't have virtual assistants. This is just something I do to stay engaged with the audience. So what are you going to find when you watch my videos? So first and foremost, you're going to see that I sort of just am who I am. I give you my thoughts, my feedback. I do that in a way that I hopefully treat you like family. It's just the truth. I'm not trying to hide anything or sugarcoat or anything of that nature. Also, I believe in abundance. Some people ask, why am I giving this stuff all away? I think you either believe in abundance or scarcity. I certainly believe in abundance. Also, I'm a big believer in good karma. A lot of the deals and interactions I get, my network grows by doing these videos. I'm not confused, so it is helpful. But again, if I'm helping thousands of people and I get 10 or 15 more contacts, it's a great trade. And then the other thing you'll already find on One Rental at a Time, my YouTube channel, is there's already over 130 videos out there. I've been creating three videos a week at least for the last 7 or 8 months. So lots of great content already out there. So what are my core beliefs? I think that's something you should see in this video. First and foremost, I've created an acronym, and it's CRAP, right? It's C-R-A-P, all capital letters, so it's not maybe what you're thinking, but it stands for cash rich, asset poor. It's actually something I see a lot these days. And being cash rich and asset poor is not good in an inflation environment. You have no real inflation protection. It's not a way to really solidify your financial future. I've also created, and you'll see on my logo, it's in several videos, I talk about it all the time, I also believe in no alligators. I think it's real easy to say negative cash flow, but I don't think it imparts that image that I want you to think of. So you'll see in my image, a buddy of mine created an alligator chewing on a bag of money and coins and gold and all of that. So I really want you to take away and feel that there's no alligators, right? The last 5 years in the seller's market, if you had an alligator, maybe you can confuse and lie to yourself and say, hey, appreciation took care of me. That's not a recipe for long-term success. I do believe you can't save your way to financial freedom. Maybe there's some exceptions if you're a ball player or an artist or an inventor, or maybe you start a company, you can save your way to retirement or comfortable retirement. For the average worker, it's not possible. Right, you need to do what the rich do, and that's buy assets, and more specifically buy assets that produce cash flow on a consistent basis that are indexed for inflation. And the only one I know of is that does that is real estate. Lo and behold, it offers depreciation, a tax savings, it's fixed rate debt. I mean, there's lots of things that are out there for you. I believe you need to be investing or buying through all the various investment cycles. Something, if you ever read my book, you'll see is we invested through the seller's market from sort of 03 to 08. After the crash, we kept investing all the way down and through the bottom and then back up. I think you need to be smart. I think you need to watch what you're buying. And that goes to the next thing is something that I didn't appreciate in the beginning is single family homes, and I'll call it multifamily. Some people call them apartments. They actually have different cycles. So one of the things that I'll call it luck, what we did was we got out of the single family game in 08, or maybe it was late 07, and we moved everything into apartments. Sure, when the crash happened, our net worth went down, all of that stuff, but our income statement from our rents actually went up because the quality of rents went, occupancy went up, and rental rates went up. So that's something that I watch for. I often get asked what's my favorite metric, and it's hard to say what one is, but for me, if I had one, it's the affordability index. It, for me, is that canary in the coal mine that tells me when there's a market that's getting too hot. You can look at the affordability index for your market. For example, I live in the Bay Area. I believe San Francisco during 08 got to an 11, and I get nervous at 20. Here, just very recently, I read somewhere that it got to a 5. So I think the Bay Area, for example, San Francisco specifically, is in trouble, right? It's just unaffordable for the average person. So that's just an example of why I look at that. The market that I'm in is in the high 30s, low 40s, so it's very very secure. The other thing is, and I just did a video on this, is I made a mistake very early on, and I bought a lot of the well-used properties that appeared cheap. Just use round numbers. Let's say retail was $200,000, and I bought a $150,000 property because it was in bad condition. What I didn't appreciate until much later is when you buy those properties, you still put the same kind of 20% down. However, all the repair cost is cash, right? So if it costs you $30,000 to repair it, you actually end up deploying more cash. So I went slower buying rental properties in the beginning than I should have. I should have bought better quality properties that were already repaired. Not to mention lost time from rents and all these other things that was a problem. So as I wrap this up, I think I owe you just to highlight what I'm doing today. First and foremost, I'm still a very active buyer, right? We're still adding to our portfolio. The other thing I get asked a lot is what market do you focus on? I focus on Fresno, California, the Central Valley. I've looked elsewhere. At this point in our investing career, we're not going anywhere. We're just going to stay in Fresno. I'm not going to Texas or Nevada or Nashville or any of these other areas. However, everything that we share is relevant to all these other markets. And that's one of the reasons we have this one rental at a time channel, is we want to share with what we're doing and out there so we can help other people. The one thing that I'm looking at now is the market is changing, and I think we're seeing an interest rate spike. I'm actually focusing on owner finance deals. I think there will be some owners that need to get out. Maybe they've owned them a while, maybe they depreciate them to a base of 0. But if we can work out an owner finance deal that maybe helps them on their taxes but allows me to secure an asset that cash flows, it's going to be good for both of us. So that's a particular interest. So if you're an agent in Fresno, or you own something out in Fresno and that's something you can do, please reach out, because I'm sure we could find a finder's fee or a real estate commission or whatever it is. Another thing that's important to me is networking. I'm looking to get on as many podcasts as I can and sort of share the story of a full-time employee through a long time, 15 years, going from a single unit to over 150 and then retiring. I think that's a story that the full-time employees need to see. So if you have a local podcast or you know someone, send an invitation, let them know about me. I'd love to get on there, and thank you in advance for doing that. Two last things. One is, because we are still being very active buyers, I have created a private money program for my friends and family. I get asked a lot, do you go to banks, you do all these things, and the short answer is no. I do finance my apartments through commercial lending, but when I buy a house or a duplex or something, I use what's called private money. Friends and family network, give them a little bit of interest, and they're actually my investment partners in the property as well, so it's good for both of us. And then the last thing that I'm most proud of is that we are buying what I call slumlord properties that are not really occupied. They're in such bad shape. Spending substantial money, often $40,000 or more, turning those into pride of ownership rentals. And I'm actually taking a slumlord condition that was unoccupied, a non-productive asset for the neighborhood, for the community, and turning it into perhaps one of the better houses on the block, sticking in an at-market lease or a tenant, and then we're actually selling it to someone in our network who wants to be that first-time landlord or wants that second property. So in the end, I just wanted to thank you for this. Hopefully you've watched this video and you've subscribed. Again, one rental at a time. Again, we want to get to 1,000, and as of this morning, we're at 226. Thank you very much.